Next question is that Abdul, third question, okay. Abdul, while driving to school, computes the average speed for his trip to be 200 km per hour. On his return trip along the same route, there is less traffic and the average speed is 40 km per second. What is the average speed for Abdul's trip? Here we need to find out the average speed. But here we have to consider the distance. So what is asked? So let us discuss the question once again. See, Abdul, what he has done while driving from school to while driving to school, I mean from home to school, he had maintained the average speed of 20 km per hour. And on his return trip, that means school to home means there was no traffic, so he increased the speed and he maintained the speed of 40 km per hour. At this condition, we need to find out the average speed for Abdul's trip. That's what our question. So here the important thing is it depends upon distance. We should not take that simply. You are not supposed to take the average of these two. Okay, make it clear that don't take the average of these two, because here distance is one important factor. Let us see. Let us discuss this, then you will be understanding. Okay. So third question is the so what we have to do, let x be the distance between Abdul's home to his school. Okay, so from Abdul's home, okay, to school, the distance is x kilometer. Is it clear? So that is the distance means how come we can find out the time taken to reach the school? How come we can find out? Because we know that time equals to distance by speed, right? If time equals to distance by speed means we can write distance, we have taken it as x. X divided by average speed he has taken from to reach school is 20 km per hour. Here everything is given in kilometer per hour, so I am doing it in kilometer per hour only. Okay, don't get tensed why here hour is coming. Here question is given in kilometer per hour and we are doing in kilometer per hour only. We are not converting. Okay. So here x by 20 hour will be coming, because we know that time equals to distance by speed, right? We know that speed equals to distance by time. So we can find out from this, we can write from this time, right? Time equals to distance by time. So we are writing here time T1. T1 means the time taken for Abdul to reach the school from home. That is T1 equals to x by average speed, that is x by 20. Okay, hour. Now time taken to reach the home from school, then while he is returning back, okay, from school to home, how much time he has taken? 40 km. The speed is average speed is given, so time is that distance by average speed. So distance by speed means distance we have taken it as x, so x by 40 km per hour. Is it clear? So we are mentioning here time in hours and here time in hours. I mean T1 x by 20 hour we got it, and T2 x by 40 hour we got. Is it clear? Now, so if we got T1 and T2, we can find out the total time taken to complete the trip, right? So total time means how we can write T equals to T1 plus T2, isn't it? T equals to T1 plus T2 means T1 x by 20 plus T2 x by 40. So while taking LCM, what we will be getting? 40. So what it comes to x to make the denominator to be 40, we need to multiply this term with 2. Okay, so we will be getting 2x by 40 plus x by 40, that is 2x plus x by 40 we can write, isn't it? So these are of same variables, so we can add it. So 3x by 40 hour will be coming. This is our total time taken. Is it clear? 3x by 40. Now in the question they asked us to find out average speed. Okay, so average speed means total distance covered divided by total time taken. So total distance means how much it will be. From home to school we said it is x distance, right? From home to school. When he is returning from school to home also the distance is x. So the total distance means what it will come? X plus x will be coming, that is 2x. Is it clear, students? We will be getting 2x, okay, because he has covered the distance while going from home to school. He covered x distance. While coming back to home from school also he covered x distance. So the total distance covered is 2x. So average speed for Abdul's trip is total distance divided by total time taken. So total distance is how much? 2x, and divided by total time taken we have find out 3x by 40. So what we need to do here? 2x divided by 3x by 40. So we are dividing 2x by 3x by 40. That means we have to take the reciprocal of this and we need to multiply. So 2x into 40 by 3 by x means what will come? X and x will get cancelled out. So we will be getting 80 by 3, which is equals to 26.67 kilometer per hour. Here in the question it's given in kilometer per hour. So we are not converting anything. We are also finding it in the same unit only, kilometer per hour. If you want, after finding this answer, you can convert this into meter per second while multiplying by 18 by 5 or 5 by 18. Is it clear, students? Now, so I hope now you understood. So many students had doubt here regarding the distance. Okay, here distance will be 2x. Simply we cannot take average of these two. We have to consider the factor distance. He is covering distance from while moving from home to school as well as school to home. So total distance will be here 2x. Okay, so this is the answer for this question. Now I hope you understood this one. Okay, now next one. Fourth question is that a motorboat starting from rest on a lake accelerates in a straight line at a constant rate of 3.0 meters per second square for 8 seconds. How far does the boat travel during this time? So we need to find out the distance only here. In this question, everything is clearly given. We just substitute in the equation and we have to find out. Okay. Here I already mentioned that the boat is starting from the rest. Rest means we know that initial velocity will be 0. That is u equals to 0. And the constant rate of acceleration also is given. A equals to 3 meters per second square. Time also given 8 seconds. We need to find out only distance, that is s. So we can use s equals to ut plus half at square. So while substituting all these factors in this, we will be getting 96 meters. So distance traveled by boat in 8 seconds is 96 meter. Okay, is it clear? Now next one we will be seeing fifth question. Okay, so next question is that a driver of a car driving at 52 kilometer per hour applies the brakes and accelerates uniformly in the opposite direction. The car stops in 5 seconds. Another driver going at 34 km per hour in another car applies his brakes slowly and stops in 10 seconds. So on the same graph paper, plot the speed versus time graphs for the two cars. Which of the two cars travel further after the brakes were applied? So while seeing the question, you will get so much is there to do in this. Actually, this question is very easy if you will understand the concept, what is there in this. Okay, then this question is very easy one. Here we are going to compare the speed of two drivers, driver 1 and driver 2. What driver 1 had done? He was a driver of a car traveling at 52 km per hour, applies the brakes and accelerates uniformly in the opposite direction. And the car stops. When the first driver, he was moving with the speed of 52 km per hour, and suddenly when he applied the brakes, what happened? The car stopped, and the car stops in 5 seconds. So from this details, we can write that what initially it was he was moving with the speed of 52 km per hour. So we are converting this into meter per second, means 52 into 5 by 18. So we will be getting 14.44 meter per seconds. And applying brakes means we know that v equals to 0. That is final velocity will be 0 and time is given as 5 seconds. Okay. This is in the case of car A. That means driver 1. Okay. Now what driver 2 has done? He was also moving with the speed of 34 km per hour, and so 34 km per hour while converting into meters per second, we will be getting 9.44 meters per second, and he also applied in the brake. So final velocity will be 0 and the time taken for that is 10 seconds. These are the given data, and they asked us to plot the graph. Which graph? Speed and time graph. Okay, see students, this one you have to do it in a graph paper. Okay, as I don't have graph paper, I have done here, but you have to do it in a graph paper while taking the proper scales on x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so now we are going to draw the speed time graphs for car A and car B. Is it clear? For driver A and driver 1 and driver 2 who is moving with speed, who is moving faster, we need to find out. So what we are going to do means, now in the x-axis we have taken time and on the y-axis we have taken the speed. And you can take the appropriate scales for that. Either you can take here also, say I want to save my space, so I have taken here scale of 2, 4, 6, 8. Even you can take here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 also till 14.148. I mean from 0, 1, 2, 3 till 20 also you can take. Okay, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is my time. Okay, so I have taken this. Now what we are going to do means, okay, for the driver 1, okay, what is the speed of driver 1? He was moving initially with the speed of 14.44. so it comes in between here. This is 14, this is 16, so here this will be 15. So in between 14 and 15, mine 14.44 will be coming. So if you are taking and drawing in graph, you can plot it, you can take the appropriate scale, so you will be getting the accurate point. Okay, here, so here 14.44 is here and he applied the brake. Okay, so his final velocity will be 0. His velocity will be 0 here, and that too the time is given that how much? 5 seconds. So 5 seconds. This is speed time graph. So from 14.44 to 5 I have drawn. So I will be getting a straight line here. Even in question also it's mentioned that accelerates uniformly. See, here in the question also they have given us accelerates uniformly. So we know that for that the slope will be a straight line. Okay, now this is in the case of car 1, I mean driver 1 or car A. Okay, this one. Now in the case of car B, it was moving with 9.44. So I am taking the point as here 9.44 and the time it stops at 10 seconds. Okay, so I will be getting a slope like this for car B. This is our speed time graph. Now why we have drawn this graph means, we have, while learning about the graphs, we have learned that the area under the speed time graph gives us distance. Do you remember? Area under this portion, speed. See, speed time graphs gives us distance. So we are going to find out the distance traveled by the car, by a car A. That means first one in the case of driver 1. Okay, so how come we can find out distance traveled by car A? That means area under this one. So which one? I'm going to give the name here C and this slope as C and D. So area under this one car A. For the car A means area under COD. Is it clear? COD. Okay, so this is in the form of a triangle. So triangle means, area of a triangle means, we know that half into base into height. So half into base is 5 and height is 14.44. So while multiplying we will be getting 36.1 meter. This is the distance traveled by car A. Okay, so now we need to find out the distance traveled by car B. That in the case of driver 2. So here also we are going to consider this triangle, that is EOF. Okay, we are going to consider this triangle EOF. So area under EF means, this triangle will be coming. Area of triangle EOF. So here also half into base 10 into height 9.44. So multiplying that, what we will be getting 47.2 meter. These are the distance covered by car A and car B. But one more question is asked with this, that is, which of the two cars travel further after, after applying the brake, which car traveled more, which car covered more distance? So after applying the brake, see, car B traveled more distance than car A after the brakes were applied. Is it clear, students?